Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Malati K, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Government First Aid College, Haleyangadi, Dakshina Kannada. This video is made according to the syllabus prescribed by the Mangalore University for final BBA 6th semester students on the subject Company Law. And I will be discussing about one of the concepts of third unit of the syllabus titled as Membership of a Company. And my focal point of discussion in this video will be on meaning and definition of the term member, differences between the term a shareholder and a member, who can become the member of a company, and on how to acquire the membership of the company. Let us begin with the meaning of the term a shareholder and a member. A shareholder is a person who is holding the shares of a company, but member is a person whose name appears in register of members or in the record of a depository as a beneficial owner. In the ordinary sense, a person who holds the shares of a company is said to be a member of that company. But this is not correct in the legal sense. This is because a person may be holding the shares of a company, but if his name does not appear in the register of members of that company, legally he cannot be called a member of that company. So in the legal sense, a person is considered to be a member of a company only if his name appears in the register of members or in the record of a depository of that company. This is quite clear from the definition of a member given by the Companies Act 2013. As per section 2 subsection 55 of the Companies Act 2013, only a person who has signed the memorandum of association of a company, that is, the subscriber to the memorandum of association of a company, and every other person who agrees in writing to become a member of a company and whose name is entered in the register of members or in the record of a depository as a beneficial owner can be considered as a member of a company. Thus, a subscriber to the memorandum, a person whose name is entered in the register of members or in the record of a depository as a beneficial owner is a member of the company. Now let us discuss the differences between the term a shareholder and a member. The following table gives the distinction between a shareholder and a member, and the differentiation can be made on 5 important bases. First one, definition. The term member is defined in section 2 subsection 55 of the Companies Act 2013. But the term shareholder is not defined in the Companies Act. Second one, meaning. A person whose name appears in the register of members or register of a depository is called as a member, whereas a person who is holding the shares of a company is called a shareholder. Third one, statutory requirement. All types of companies must have members, whereas companies limited by guarantee having no share capital, unlimited companies having no share capital will not have shareholders. All companies may not have shareholders. Only companies with share capital have shareholders. Fourth one, signing of memorandum of association. Person who signs the memorandum of association becomes a member even before shares are allotted to him, whereas a person who signs a memorandum of association becomes a shareholder only after shares are actually allotted to him. Fifth one, exceptional circumstances. Transferor of shares continues to be a member until his name is not removed from the register of members or record of depository. Whereas transferor ceases to be shareholder though his name appears in the register of members or record of depository. Now let us move on to the next aspect, that is who can become a member of a company. A person who is competent to enter into a contract can become a member of a company. Let us discuss the capacity of certain persons to become the member of a company. First one, minor. A minor is a person who has not attained the age of majority, that is 18 years. A minor is incompetent to enter into contract, so he cannot become a member of a company. However, he can acquire the shares of a company through his guardian, but in that case, the company registers the name of the guardian in the register of members or in the record of depository. Second one, married woman. She is legally competent to enter into contract, so she can acquire the shares of a company and get her name registered in the register of members. Third one, partnership firm. It is not a legal person having a separate entity. So a partnership firm cannot acquire shares and get its name entered in the register of members. However, the partners of the firm can acquire shares in their name. Fourth one, Hindu undivided family. Hindu undivided family is not a legal person having a separate entity. So, Hindu undivided family cannot acquire shares and get its name entered in the register of members. However, the Karta can acquire shares in his name. Fifth one, foreigner. Foreigner can purchase the shares of a company and get his name entered in the register of members. Sixth one, lunatic, a person of unsound mind. So he cannot purchase the shares of a company as he is incompetent to enter into contract. So he cannot get his name entered in the register of members. Next one, insolvent. He cannot purchase the shares of a company and get his name entered in the register of members. If an existing member becomes an insolvent, he can be a member until his name appears in the register of members. Next one, registered society. Registered society is a legal person having a separate entity and so can acquire the shares and get its name entered in the register of members. Ninth one, trust. Trust is not a legal person having a separate entity. So the trust cannot acquire shares and get its name entered in the register of members. However, the trustees can acquire the shares in their names. Next one, 10th one, company. It is a legal person having a separate entity and can acquire shares and get its name entered in the register of members. 11th one, joint members. Two or more persons can jointly hold the shares of a company and get their names entered in the register of members. Now let us move on to the next aspect, that is methods of becoming a member of a company or methods of acquiring the membership, or how can a person become a member of a company. Following are the different methods for acquiring the membership of a company. First one, by subscribing to the memorandum of association of a company. A person can become a member of a company by subscribing to the memorandum of association of a company and getting his name entered in the register of members. Second one, by agreeing to purchase qualification shares or by agreeing to become a first director. So directors who have signed and delivered to the registrar an undertaking to take up the qualification shares are also deemed to have become the members of the company. Next one, third one, by application and allotment. It is the most common method of acquiring the membership of a company. By applying for shares in writing and getting the allotment of shares directly from the company and getting his name entered in the register of members, a person can become the member of a company. Next one, fourth one, by transfer of shares. A person can become a member of a company by purchasing shares from existing member and getting the transfer of shares registered in his name in the register of members. Next one, by succession. A person can become a member of a company by succeeding to the shares of a deceased, insane or insolvent member by producing legal evidence of his title to the shares and getting his name registered in the register of members. Next one, conversion of share warrants into share certificates, or through conversion of share warrant into share certificate. A holder of share warrant can request the company to convert his share warrant into share certificate and get his name entered in the register of members. Next one, by obtaining allotment of shares for consideration other than cash. A person who has sold property to the company or rendered services to the company can become a member of a company by getting allotment of shares for the property sold or for the services rendered and getting his name entered in the register of members. Next one, through an order of the court. A person can become a member of a company when his name is entered in the register of members as per the order of the court. Next one, through renunciation of allotment. As per the provisions of Companies Act, rights shares are first offered to the existing equity shareholders. But the existing equity shareholders have the option to buy the shares or to renounce them in favor of some other person. In case an existing equity shareholder renounces his rights shares to some other nominee, the nominee who acquired the rights shares can get his name registered in the register of members. When his name is registered in the register of members, he becomes a member of the company. Thus, a person can become a member of a company through renunciation of allotment. Next one, conversion of debentures into shares. A holder of convertible debentures can become a member of a company by converting his debentures into shares and getting his name entered in the register of members. Next one, by acquiescence or estoppel. When a person knowingly allows his name to remain in the register of members even after he has disposed of his shares or makes others believe that he is a member, then he will be held liable for membership liabilities. So these are all the different methods of acquiring the membership of a company. Thank you. Thank you for watching.